Welcome, everyone. One of the best ways to prepare for the IELTS speaking test is to see it in action. That's exactly what we're doing today with this complete mock test from Spinta. As you listen, think about what the candidate does well and where they could improve. Afterwards, we'll compare notes with a full performance breakdown. Let's begin.
Good morning. My name is James. Can you tell me your full name, please?
Good morning. My name is Alex Martin. You can call me Alex. Nice to meet you.
Where are you from, Alex?
I am from a medium city near the coast. It's called Port Vale. It is not very big, but it have sea and some hills. I live there with my parents and one younger sister.
Right. Let's talk about your home and family. Do you live in a house or an apartment?
I live in a small house with 2 floors. The house is old but comfortable. We have a little garden behind the house where my mother grows some vegetables. I like that garden because in summer it is very green and calm.
Why do you like having a garden?
Well, I think because it helped me to relax after a long day at work. I sometimes sit there with a cup of tea and read book. Also, the plants, they give fresh air, and my sister, she liked to plant flowers there, so it make the place nice.
How long have you lived in that house?
I have been lived there for 5 years since I moved back from university. Before that, my family lived in same house also, but we renovated some rooms 2 years ago. We renovated 2 years ago, and it was good change.
Now about work or study. Are you working or studying at the moment?
I am working now. I work as a junior technician in a small company that repair electronic devices. It is not perfect job, but it pay my bills, and I learn many things. Sometimes the job is stress, because many devices come with problem that is difficult.
Why did you choose that job?
I choose this because I like to fix things since I was child. My father, he teach me little things about circuit and tools. Also, after university, I could not find job in my study field, so I accept this job and I am trying to grow inside the company.
Do you enjoy your work? What do you enjoy most?
Yes, I enjoy some parts. The best part is when I fix something that everyone think is broken forever. It make me proud, but I don't enjoy when customer is angry and shout, or when the manager give too much work in short time.
Let's talk about hobbies. What do you do in your free time?
In free time, I am really enjoy to reading, especially mystery novels and some science fiction. I also like to go cycling on weekend, sometimes with friends. Reading and cycling help me to forget stress of work and feel better.
How long have you been reading those kinds of books?
I have been avid reader since I was a child. My mother, she used to take me to library every weekends and I borrow many books. So habit continue now. I probably read 2 or 3 books in month if I have time.
Can you give an example of a book you recently read and liked?
Yes, last month I read a novel called The Silent Harbor. It is about a detective in small town, and the writing is sometimes slow, but atmosphere is good. I like how the author described feelings of characters, and the ending was surprising for me.
What about daily routine? Can you describe a typical weekday for you?
Sure. I wake up at 6 in morning, have quick breakfast, then I go to work by bus. Work start at 8 and finish at 5. After work, I go home, cook dinner, sometimes watch TV or read. I sleep around 11. On weekend, I do cycling or visit my family.
Do you think your routine will change in future?
Maybe yes. I hope to study more and find better job. Maybe I will go to another city. If that happen, my routine will change because commute will be different, and maybe I will have more responsibility at work.
Finally, in part 1, what are your future plans for education or career?
I plan to take some courses about electronics and programming to improve skill. I want to be an engineer one day, or at least a senior technician. I know it will be hard and need time, but I am ready to study in evenings. Also maybe save money for short study abroad course.
Okay, now we move to part 2. Here is a topic for you. I will give you 1 minute to prepare, and then I want you to speak for about 2 to 3 minutes. Your topic is, describe a memorable trip you made. Please include where you went, who you went with, what happened, and explain why it was memorable. You have 1 minute to prepare.
Thank you. Okay, I will start. About 2 years ago, I made a trip to a mountain village called Keldor with my friend Mark and his sister. We go there by train and bus, and it takes about 6 hours from my city. The village is small and there is no big shops, only one cafe and beautiful river that flow near houses. On first day we arrived late and it began raining, but that made the place more romantic, I think. We met friendly people and they show us how to make traditional bread at their home. It was funny because I never kneaded dough like that before, and my hands they became sticky and full of flour. On second day, we wake early to climb small hill for see sunrise. The view was amazing. The valley with fog and sun color make me feel very small and happy at same time. We took many photos, and also we talk a lot about our life, dreams, and some problems. At night, there was local festival with music and dance, and Mark's sister, she joined the dance, even she is shy. People they invited us to eat, and we tried dishes that I never tasted before, like smoked cheese and honey bread. The trip is memorable because it showed me simple life can be beautiful and friendly, and also it helped me to connect with friends in way I don't have usually because at home we are busy. After that trip, I changed a little my view about travel. I prefer slow travel now, not only see famous place but live with local people for short time. Sorry, I think my time is up, but I can add one more thing. The weather was cold, but that make the bread taste more warm and homey, and I keep memory of smell of wood fire and baked bread.
Tell me more about the bread experience. Why was it special?
The bread experience was special because it was hands-on. The old woman teach me by her hands how to fold and press dough, and she tells stories about her childhood. I feel connected to tradition, and it was different from just eating in restaurant. Also, we shared the bread with family, and they laugh and tell jokes, and for me, this simple act feel very warm.
Did anything go wrong on the trip?
Yes, small things go wrong. At one time, my bag it was left on the bus, and we run back, but the bus leave before. We find help from driver, and he calls station and they keep my bag for us. Also Mark he lost his camera battery and we were upset, but later we borrow phone from a lady to take some photos, so all ended okay.
Right, thank you. Now part 3. I will ask some questions about travel and culture. First, why do people travel nowadays?
I think people travel for many reasons. Some travel for holiday and relax. Others travel for work or study. Also, people want to see different culture and take photos for social media. For me, travel is a way to escape routine and learn new ideas. Many people now they travel more because transport is cheaper and information about place is easy to find on internet.
How do you think travel has changed in the last 20 years?
Travel changed a lot. 20 years ago, you need to buy guidebook and maybe plan more. Now you use phone and apps. Low-cost airlines make travel cheaper, so many people go abroad often. But also, tourism become mass, and sometimes it ruin local environment and culture. People now maybe visit places just to take photo, not to understand local life, and this is sad because local life can be lost.
What are the effects of mass tourism on small communities?
Mass tourism bring money but also problems. Positive effect is local business grow, jobs are create. Negative effect include rubbish, noise, and high price of goods that local people cannot afford. Also, local culture becomes show for tourists and lose its real meaning. For example, in some village traditional house, are changed to guest houses, and younger people they move to city.
Do you think governments should limit the number of tourists in popular places?
Yes, maybe they should. Limitation help protect environment and keep quality of life for residents. But it is difficult because tourism bring income and politicians they like money. A balance is needed, like limit visitors at busy times and invest in sustainable tourism that respect local ways.
How can tourists be more respectful to local culture?
Tourists can learn simple rules before go, dress properly when visiting religious sites, ask permission before take photo of people, and support local small shop instead big chains. Also learn few words of local language, show respect. Many tourists, they forget these small things, but they are important.
What role does technology play in modern travel experiences?
Technology make travel easy. You can book ticket, find map, translate language, and share moments. But too much rely on technology can make people miss real experience. Sometimes people look at screen instead of watch sunset. Also, fake reviews on internet can make people choose wrong places.
Do you think cheaper travel is always good?
Not always. Cheap travel make travel accessible, but it can cause poor services and exploitation of workers. Low-cost flights cause more pollution too. So cheap travel good for wallet but sometimes bad for environment and quality of life.
How important is cultural exchange between tourists and locals?
Cultural exchange, very important. It helps reduce prejudice and teach both sides new perspective. When tourists talk and eat with local people, they understand better life there. It creates friendship and sometimes long-term cooperation. I think travel should be about exchange, not only consumption.
Finally, how do you think travel habits of young people will change in the future?
Young people will travel more but maybe more responsibly because climate change become concern. They use social media but also look for authentic experiences. I believe young generation will prefer slow travel and working holiday to learn skill and help local community, not only sightseeing. However, cost of living and job market will affect choices too.
Okay, thank you. That is the end of the speaking test. I see. Thank you very much.
The candidate demonstrated Band 5.5 level performance. Notable grammatical errors included saying I have been lived there for 5 years when it should be I have lived there for 5 years, saying I am really enjoy to reading when it should be I really enjoy reading, and saying my bag it was left on the bus when it should be my bag was left on the bus. These errors appeared repeatedly across the test, especially with verb forms, articles, and subject-verb agreement, and while they sometimes caused hesitation, they did not completely prevent understanding. Fluency was uneven. There were frequent hesitations such as, I think, and several long pauses and self-repairs, and at times the speech lacked smooth flow, which is typical at this band. Vocabulary was adequate for everyday topics but limited and sometimes imprecise, for instance, using nice or very good repeatedly instead of more specific words, and occasional wrong prepositions like interested about instead of interested in. Grammatically, the candidate showed ability to produce simple, coherent sentences and some extended speech, but consistent problems with tense usage, missing articles, and incorrect prepositions reduced accuracy. This performance aligns with Band 5.5 because communication was generally possible and ideas were developed, yet frequent basic errors, limited lexical range, and hesitations made the overall delivery below a clear Band 6. A higher score was prevented by systematic grammatical mistakes, noticeable fluency problems, and limited precision in vocabulary. To reach the next band level, the candidate should focus on correcting common verb form errors, practicing use of articles and prepositions, expanding vocabulary to avoid repetition, and building fluency with longer, uninterrupted turns. Targeted grammar practice and more speaking practice with feedback would help move to Band 6 and above. Thank you for practicing with this IELTS speaking mock test. Visit Spinta for more comprehensive mock tests and personalized feedback to boost your IELTS score.